Hi, this is the second scenario in module 2, calling stored procedure with parameters that returns a scalar value. So let's see the stored procedure first. This is the stored procedure, get number of records on date. It is taking a parameter of date time and it returns the count of the records from the table on that particular date. So if we execute this stored procedure, oh, I have not passed the date. So let's pass this date and execute it. See, there are 4 records. Let's see in the table. We have 4 records on this date. So let's execute this stored procedure from package. So for package, I have already created this package. We have this execute SQL task, and to show the results, we have the script task. As we have to pass a parameter and it will return a result set. So to hold the result set, I have created a variable record counts which is of integer type. We will use this variable to configure execute SQL task to get the results. This is of type int because our stored procedure is returning a scalar value which is of type integer. So double click on this execute SQL task and we can see that we have configured it using the ADO.NET connection type and the connection manager name destination ADO.NET. SQL source type is again the direct input. SQL statement is execute stored procedure name and the parameter name. So for ADO.NET connection manager, we have to reference the parameters using the parameter name. I have tried to enable this property somehow using the code of this package and I have set this false, explicitly enabled this, but it is not playing any role to execute a stored procedure. Okay, so it returns a scalar value. So I have used the result set as a single row. Here in the properties of this execute SQL task, and we have to pass a parameter. So for that we have to map the parameters in parameter mapping. I have used the system variable start time and its direction is input, data type is date time, and the parameter name is date and at the rate date, and this is the parameter size by default -1. That doesn't matter here. So this is how we can pass the parameter. If we have more than one parameter, we can add the parameter or we can remove the parameter. For result set, we have to take the result set into a variable. So we have this user variable already created and we have used this at the ordinal position of 0 because there is only one result. We are not using any expression. So this is all about the configuration of execute SQL task to execute a stored procedure with parameter that returns a scalar value. Okay. To pass the parameter, we have to use the parameter mapping tab or page. To get the results, we have to use the result set and provide the variable name to hold the results. And I have used the script task to display the results in a message box. So let's execute this package. Yes, you can see the execute SQL task was completed and the show results script task is showing the result in the message box. And you can see there are 4 records on this particular date. So this is how we can configure the execute SQL task to execute a stored procedure with parameter that returns a scalar result set.